Today, our Parliament has said yes to holding a referendum.
That's not the solution.
As we get closer to the referendum on an Indigenous voice, independent fact-checkers from RMIT Fact Lab and AAP Fact Check have been scrutinising claims made online.
At the moment, it would appear that the vast majority of the false claims that we have seen so far appear to be coming from the no supporters.
They've been looking at claims made by the most prominent no campaign group, Advance Australia. Advance Australia is a conservative lobby group that spent more than $140,000 on Facebook ads about the voice. Senator Jacinta Nampijinpa-Price has become the official spokesperson for Advance Australia's no campaign, called Fair Australia.
I'll be voting no, because this will not unite us, this will divide us.
RMIT flagged several Advance Australia ads in December, finding that they'd falsely claimed the voice would give Indigenous people special rights. Advance Australia disputes the finding and has pointed to comments made by other legal figures. Since then, fact-checkers have found another 4 claims by Advance Australia were either misleading, lacking context, or false. Fact-check 1. Race and the Constitution. Advance Australia has warned against inserting race into the country's founding document. It put out a Facebook post saying race is not mentioned in the 144 pages of our Constitution.
There's no truth in it at all. Race is mentioned in the Constitution. It's always been there from the very first day. There are 2 references in the Constitution that deal with race. Section 25, which reduces the representation of a state in the federal parliament if it discriminates against people on the basis of race. And Section 5126, which gives the Commonwealth Parliament power to make laws, special laws with respect to people of particular races.
Fact check 2. Mr. Lingiari. Advance Australia put a photo of this man, Stuart Lingiari, on its website and quoted him saying he was going to be voting no. Senator Price and another no campaigner, Warren Mundine, then tweeted the claim, adding that Stuart Lingiari was in fact the grandson of the famous land rights activist, Vincent Lingiari. RMIT found 2 problems.
Stuart Lingiari told RMIT Fact Lab that he was not related to Vincent Lingiari in any way. He told us that he was not sure what the referendum was all about, that he didn't support the no campaign, and he didn't support the yes campaign either.
We called Stuart Lingiari ourselves and he confirmed this. Warren Mundine said he'd been introduced to the man as Lingiari's grandson. He told ABC Radio that Advance Australia would take his image down from its website, which it did.
We're going to be ensuring that as much as possible as we can, we'll be checking and checking and checking before we actually put things out.
But Mundine and Price still haven't deleted their tweets. Fact check 3. Is the voice enough? This fact check is a bit different. See, Advance Australia is a conservative group which argues that the voice is far too radical. At the same time, it's running a separate no campaign, saying that the voice is not enough and that it won't deliver things like treaty or reparations. Advance Australia used its Not Enough brand to put out a Facebook ad featuring the Aboriginal activist Celeste Little.
I actually find it completely disgusting. I mean, they're co-opting views from Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people.
The ad includes the hashtag #VoteNo and quotes Little saying, "I am unconvinced." It contained lines from an article she wrote, but left out this bit.
I wasn't committed to the no vote either. So they completely erased my context and erased my actual views through their use.
The ad was taken down for lacking context and violating Facebook standards after an RMIT fact check. Fact check 4, the government documents. The fact checkers at AAP looked at a campaign email from Advance Australia, signed by Senator Price, which claimed that secret documents revealed the real agenda behind the voice, including a change to the Australian flag. AAP found the email was misleading and lacked context because the documents were meeting minutes from regional dialogues containing suggestions from individuals.
They're actually just a record of the meeting, of people's concerns, people's comments. And people are entitled to have their views and comments. That doesn't mean that's the agenda going forward. And then to say it is, to say it's a spurious claim is being kind to it.
We asked Advance Australia about the fact checks and it responded with a statement saying,
Advance strongly rejects the incorrect and defamatory allegation in the questions from the ABC's 7:30 that our campaign is in any way misleading, lacking context or false.
The group accepts the post about race in the Constitution, which has now been removed, was incorrect. It says the Celeste Little ad and the secret documents claims were not lacking context, and that Mundine and Price had made an honest mistake about Stuart Lingiari. We sent questions to Senator Price, whose office referred us to Advance Australia's statement. Fact-checkers will continue their work in the coming months in the lead-up to the referendum. On Friday, RMIT in its weekly newsletter questioned this claim from the Minister for Indigenous Australians, Linda Burney.
It won't be giving advice on changing Australia Day.
Writing that it was not possible to say whether the Voice would or wouldn't. The Minister's office did not answer our questions about the RMIT newsletter. RMIT and AAP told us they're carefully examining both sides of the debate.
We go out of our way to make sure that we don't just focus on one side. We take active steps to look at the Yes campaign as well. We're monitoring them regularly, and if we find anything that we think is potentially a false claim, we will check it.